and now price is showing down near, trading near the resistance level. So that means a pullback is coming. So it's not right time to enter. But if you are ready to buy on a dip, then you can accumulate the stock from 190 to 198.
Okay, so 190 to 198 are the levels for somebody who wants to invest in Paradeep phosphates. So those are the correct levels advised by our expert there. But Girish, I'd also like to take your fundamental view on the counter. Currently, and if I look at the valuations aspect as well, it's pretty much attractive there. So what's your sense overall? How are you viewing Paradeep phosphates?
So obviously the parasitical phosphates, these type of companies are looking very attractive nowadays, as we already saw that the farm fertilizers based companies are performing good in the last 2 to 3 quarters itself. So the fundamentals was good, but I am completely agree with the technical outlook that this stock is already performed very well from the level of 160 to 165. So I am also not very much favorable for entering that particular level, but my suggestion is to just if you want to buy that, buy at the level of 170 to 185 if you get the chance to enter into that.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for that. Now we are joined by our first caller on the show from Hyderabad. Hi, Shirdinath. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you for taking. I've been trying to call you people for like over 10 to 30 days by now.
Oh, okay. So finally you are here. So please ask away your question.
So yeah, hi. So I've been holding Tata Motors for well over a year now. I've averaged it around 882 rupees.
Okay.
I just have 15 shares, but I am kind of looking at positively because of the recent UK deal and the commentary from the company. But I also feel that this Ivica's new acquisition doesn't make much sense. So
yeah.
I just want to know. I just want to know if should I hold it for like at least over 3 to 5 years, which I can do. I want to know if it can touch something around at least 1,000 a piece, within 3 to 5 years.
All right, all right. So Girish, firstly, the key is the 1,000 mark, that if the counter can really touch those levels. But jokes apart, talking about the sales data that just came in today, if I just look at that, so the total passenger vehicle sales were down 11%, commercial vehicle sales was up 7%, and total domestic sales has also fallen to 6%. So considering these all aspects also in mind, so are you firstly bullish on Tata Motors for long term?
So no, I am not very much bullish on that particular note because there's so many reasons behind it. First of all, obviously the sales numbers. If we track all the last 4 to 5 quarters, the sales numbers was not very much attractive, as we already saw in the other manufacturing companies also. The second one is the acquisitions. This particular acquisition is not very much favorable if we talk about for the international perspectives, because we are already seen that the high tariffs, international pressures are still going on. The norms will be there, the penalties are there. So I'm not very much bullish on these companies which are hardcore directly belongs to the international markets, and their sales figures are also belonging to it. So my suggestion is to just avoid this particular stock. I'm not very much bullish in particular note for the at least 1.5 year. Once the things will be settled down for at least 3 to 4 quarters, then we can think about it again to just accumulate. But current levels, I am not very much bullish.
Okay, so total exit from Tata Motors from a long-term investment purpose. And Virat, I'd also like to come to you to, have a sense on the charts, because I can see that it's pretty much flat, and now again it's moving in the downward, direction there. So what's your sense? What are you picking up?
Yes, correct. As you say, the stock has fallen below the key support level and the volume is rising on the downside. So which is a sign of negativity and negative trend. So we might see further drop towards 600 and might be below 600. It can reach till 580. So I would like to suggest you to take exit in this stock.
All right, all right. And like we are speaking about Tata Motors, here Hero MotoCorp has also come out with their July sales data, in which the total two-wheeler sales is up 21.5%, and two-wheeler sales is at 4.49 lakh units. Close to our NDTV profit estimates. So Girish, quickly, since this data is out, so how are you viewing it, and Hero MotoCorp as a counter? Are you bullish in this company?
So yes, I am bullish into it because there's a very strong note of the two-wheeler segments. Because we have already seen the mixed performance in the July as well as the last 2 quarters. So I am little bit bullish on the rural sales itself. And now the festival seasons are upcoming, and we are just seeing that up to the December there is a high festival season out there. So the rural sales is obviously upside would be some around of 6 to 7% month on month basis. So I'm little bit bullish on the Hero MotoCorp.
All right. So bullish on Hero MotoCorp and bearish on Tata Motors is what Girish is suggesting. With that, we have Mr. Murli joining us from Bengaluru on the phone line. Hi, Mr. Murli. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. My query is on Punjab PNB Housing Finance.
Yeah.
Today, due to resignation of CEO Mr. Girish, it has tanked around 17-18%.
Yeah.
And it was clarified it is just a routine change of CEO.
Yeah.
So he's proved his worth in Canara Bank and Canberra Housing also. But still continue as doing better, but the prices have come down.
Yeah.
PNB is, in all parameters, PNB seems to be better than Canara Bank Housing. Can I buy using this opportunity? Because PNB is holding 26% share. They are trying to exit. Even if they exit, some PE fund may come in. Keeping that in mind, can I enter using today's for about 18% due to change of CEO alone?
Yeah.
Or switch over to Home First Finance, which has also fallen drastically from 1,500 levels to 1,195 today.
Understood.
Which is a better option for me.
Mr. Murli,
1 or 2 years for interview.
are you looking for a long-term outlook? Mr. Murli, are you looking for a long-term perspective on the counter?
Exactly.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So Girish rightly said, because PNB Housing is the stock of the day, since it rallied, since it was down nearly 18% after the announcement of the MD and CEO's resignation. So is it like a buying in the dips opportunity for the company, and how are you viewing it?
So for the housing loan companies, I am little bit very strongly bullish into it because there's a strong upside for the next 3 to 4 quarters at least for the housing base of the companies. Because when we talk about any international markets, then obviously once the pressure into it, then definitely the domestics will be boost up. So if we talk about now the PNB housing, I think there's a very strong opportunities to accumulate, but accumulate in a installment basis, because there's still newses are going on. Once the top management is resigned, then the news was still in the time frame of at least 2 to 3 weeks time. So if we talk about the fundamentals, the retail loan books was strongly grown by 18%. If we talk about the net interest income will be grown by above of the 15%, that would be the very strong data in any housing company. So these are very good opportunities, but buying in an installment.
So good opportunity, but buy in installments is what our experts are suggesting in the PNB housing space, if anybody wants to invest in it. Now we are joined by Swapna on the phone line from Hyderabad. Hi Swapna, good evening.
Hi, good evening. First of all, I really want to appreciate you people for taking so much effort. Yesterday, my friend has called you about a stock, and you people really gave a good suggestion.
Okay,
I'm very
most welcome.
For that.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm deeply touched. And yes, Swapna, please go ahead with the query for today.
I hold 100 shares of Adani Energy Solutions at 868.
Okay.
I can hold for 1 year. So the stock has dipped from like past a few days. I can add more even if I want.
Yeah.
So is it good to hold for 1 year?
All right. So Girish, again, a fundamental query. So Adani Energy is the counter. Although it has dropped a bit from the levels that Ms. Swapna, had bought it, but still, are you still optimistic from a long-term perspective?
So Not exactly right now. If you talk about for at least 2 to 3 years time frame, then definitely it's a good stock to enter into it. But currently, it would be heavy pressures in the margin front, and we already saw that the numbers are already seen in the last 2 quarters, this quarters itself. So the pressures was still in the margins as well as the growth numbers. And when we talk about the international geographical conditions, then these type of companies obviously factor into it. So my suggestion is to just avoid this particular counter, and if you have a visions for at least 2 to 3 years time frame, then hold this particular stock and do average at the level of once you get the chance at the 675 to 680, then you can average it on that particular counter.
Okay. Thank you so much for that view. And just a quick disclaimer for our viewers that NDTV is a subsidiary of AMG Media Network, which is an Adani Group company, the channel you're currently watching. And with that, we have Raju on the phone line joining us from Bengaluru. Hi, Raju. Good evening.
Hi, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes. How can I help you today?
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. NDTV Profit. Thank you so much, ma'am.
It's a pleasure, Raju.
Ma'am, KPIT technology,
Yeah.
1,000 quantity in average price of 1,350.
Okay.
Correct loss, ma'am. 1,40,000, ma'am. One bag buy, ma'am. Shella Road, ma'am. Please, ma'am. Profit loss technical analysis, ma'am.
Okay. Technical analysis on KPIT Tech. Virat,
Stella Road, ma'am.
Absolutely, understood. Since he is sitting on a significant loss of 1.4 lakh rupees, so what would your advice be to Mr. Raju? And should he be, booking his losses, or are you seeing any sort of positivity on the charts?
So I would like to suggest you to exit from this particular stock, because the stock is trading in the downward momentum where we are observing lower high, lower low formation, and stock is continuously facing the hurdle near 20 PMA and 50 days exponential moving average. So we might see further drop in the same, where 1,100 could be the level where it might touch. So I guess this is the right time to take exit from this particular stock.
Okay, so exit from the current levels. And with that, we have Prasad joining us from Bengaluru on the phone line. Hi, Prasad. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Yes.
I'm looking at Kirloskar pneumatics.
Okay.
It's for short term, and I'd like to buy a few stocks, but I'd like to know the right levels to enter the share.
Okay. And are you a short-term investor or a long-term investor?
Yeah, this counter is in the short term.
Short term, all right. So Virat, quickly coming to you, Kirloskar Pneumatics, it's currently trading at 1,312 levels and was down in trade today over 0.5%. So are these the correct levels for Mr. Prasad to take positions?
No, I would like to suggest you to wait for some time, because after facing hurdle near 1,500, it's directly dropped towards 1,200 level, and right now it is consolidating between 1,320 to 1,200 level. So once it is taking, but once we are observing a breakout from this particular range towards above 1,350, then you can enter in this particular stock where your first target could be 1,500 and second one could be 1,700, where support can be seen near 1,275. So till the time for time being, you can wait. After 1,350, you can enter in this particular stock.
Okay, understood. Now we are joined by Ramesh on the phone line from Bengaluru. Hi, Ramesh. Good evening.
Hey, good evening to all. I'm having a query regarding a company, Rossell Tech Systems.
Yeah.
Which is into the aviation and defense.
Yes.
So I have an average of 540. I have around 1,500 shares. I'm looking for around 2 years time. But still, if I get some target of 30% profit, I can book. So I just want to see 2 years time frame. If I can hold it, I can hold it for that target.
Okay. So Girish, Rossell Tech is the counter in which he has made some significant profits there. But is the momentum going to continue for another 2 years? Are you optimistic?
So this counters has already jumped at the level of 450 to 583 levels, and my suggestion is to just book some of your profit as of now, because these type of counters are already in a news because of the aerospace and the defense order systems, and once the order books are there, so these counters are already performing very well. So my suggestion is just book some of your profit and exit in this particular company.
Understood, understood. And Virat, quickly, if you could just tell us what are the charts suggesting?
So the stock is recently listed counter, so I don't have much data available. So
Understood, understood. No worries. Now we'll go across to another caller joining us from Andhra Pradesh, Nagarjun. Hi, Nagarjun. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes.
Actually, my query is I bought IRFC around 2,000 stocks at 136. Now my question, can I hold or sell?
Okay. And are you planning to hold it for long term?
Yeah, long term, yes.
Understood. So Girish, since the prices have dropped from the levels that Nagarjun had bought, still IRFC, are you seeing it as an attractive bet for a long-term investment purpose?
Yes, IRFC is a long-term bet basically. If we talk about for the railway expansions, so these type of companies are work on the basis of the government projections, and the government are still in a bullish side of the railway network projections, and we are seeing that the growth of that particular railway lines would be some around 23 to 23.5% year-on-year basis. But the vision was at least 4 to 5 years time frame, because we have already seen that railway stocks are performing very well once the news are floated in the last 4 quarters. So my suggestion is to this particular hold this particular counter at least for the 2 or 3 years time frame.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for that. Now we are joined by Mr. Deepak from Pune on the phone line. Hi Deepak, good evening.
Hi, good evening, everyone. I have Yes Bank, which I'm holding for about 2 months now.
Yeah.
I bought it during the uptrend at 21.12. And then I averaged out first about 10,000, then another 10,000. So I'd just like to know what are the prospects for all of this in the next 3 to 4 months.
3 to 4 months. All right. So, before I take Virat's view on it, firstly, Girish, I'd like to mention Yes Bank, since it reported its best quarterly PAT in nearly 13 quarters. So, I'm sure that many investors out there, they might have, invested in it considering and seeing this positive side in the counter. So, what's your sense and what's your fundamental outlook on the same?
So, at least for the fundamental terms, I'm not still bullish on that particular counter. So there are so many reasons behind it. There's a low of equities and the liabilities was little bit increasables. And in the term means of any private banks, the highest liabilities we have already saw in any of the banking systems. And the income was not very much great in the main core books, that is the CASA book. So I'm not very much bullish. Once the things will be settled down in at least 2 to 3 quarters, then we can review something and go for the buying or for the holding propositions for the long-term purpose. But for the short term, I think the technical view will be giving a great view.
Absolutely. So Virat, now coming to you, do you think that Deepak has bought at elevated levels, or do you see it crossing anytime soon on the charts?
So no, I guess they've bought in at the elevated level because it recently slipped below its support mark of 1930. So right now it's in a downtrend. All the indicators are indicating a negative momentum, where we are observing RSI is entering into the oversold territory. So we might see some sort of pullback from this particular level range. So that would be the I guess right point to exit. So I would suggest you to sell on rise. If you are seeing some level somewhere around 1920, that could be the great level to take exit from this particular stock.
Okay, so exit if you see it reaching 19 or 20 levels. Now we have Shekhar joining us on the phone line from Bengaluru. Hi Shekhar, good evening.
Hi, good evening, madam. Thanks for taking my call.
It's a pleasure. Please go ahead with the query.
Okay. I do have a Kernex microsystem of 100 shares with brought at 1187 rupees.
Yeah.
So I just want to know the short-term and long-term prospects.
Okay, so both technical and fundamental view on Kernex Micro. Firstly, coming to you, Girish. Talking about the fundamentals, and if I look at the valuations as well, so if I compare it with its peers, it's pretty, stretched there. So what's your sense? Holistically, how are you viewing this counter?
So again, it's belong to the railways, railway ancillaries, we can say that, software services as well as the safety systems. So these type of counters are performing once the things will be continuous in the government hands, because this particular sector is belongs to the government directly. So my suggestion is to, if your vision is at least 3 to 4 year time frame, then that will be the very strong one. Come into the fundamental terms, obviously it would be little bit expensive. The promoter holding was low with the range of around 28 to 29%. So if in the fundamental terms, I'm little bit bearish in that particular counter. But if you have a strongly vision into it, then at least view for the 3 to 4 years time.
Okay, okay. And quickly, Virat, in just 20 seconds, if you could just view this counter technically.
Okay, so the stock is currently trading near its 20 days and 50 days exponential moving average, which is considered we can consider it's a strong support. So till the time it is holding below holding above 1100, you can hold this stock. If the closing comes below the 1100 level, then that could be your stop loss.
Okay, okay. Thank you so much for that. And I really wish that I had more time on this show, but I'm afraid. But thank you so much, Virat and Girish, for being there always patiently, solving all our viewers' query. Thank you so much. And viewers, with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Ask Profit. But please don't go anywhere, as there's more action lined up ahead on the other side of the break.
हेलो बोलिए मैडम, डब्बा ट्रेडिंग कब से चल रहा है पता है मैडम आपको? हम और आप तो जन्म भी नहीं हुआ था हमारा.
We investigated a shady advisory firm that has spent big bucks on advertising on the front pages of national dailies.
ये आपको बिल्कुल उसका ऐसा हल्का सा भी खौफ नहीं है?
मैडम एक बात को खौफ किस लिए रखना चाहिए तो बताओ, कौन सा गलत काम कर रहा हूँ मैं?
After our report, we also saw NSE came out with a cautionary circular to the investors. Market Regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India has also come out with a release talking about the actions that it has taken. Cyber complaint has also been filed against the entities involved in this entire Dabba trading scam.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold ICICI CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers.
हेलो बोलिए मैडम, रबर ट्रेडिंग कब से चल रहा है पता है मैडम आपको? हम और आप तो जन्म भी नहीं हुआ था हमारा।
We investigated a shady advisory firm that has spent big bucks on advertising on the front pages of national dailies.
ये आपको बिल्कुल उसका ऐसा हल्का सा भी खौफ नहीं है?
मैडम एक बात को खौफ किस लिए रखना चाहिए तो बताओ, कौन सा गलत काम कर रहा हूँ मैं?
After our report, we also saw NSE came out with a cautionary circular to the investors. Market regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India has also come out with a release talking about the actions that it has taken. Cyber complaint has also been filed against the entities involved in this entire Dabba trading scam.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Do you really know the company you invest in? What is the real picture behind presentations and claims? Is the outlook as rosy as the company claims? Know Your Company, powered by NDTV Profit Research, shines a light on the biggest stock market movers.
Benchmarks end close to 1% lower, with Sensex losing around 600 points. Most sectoral indices close in the red, with Nifty Pharma as the top loser after Trump warns pharma companies to cut prices or face punishment. India and the US continue negotiations over tariffs and bilateral trade in virtual mode. Sources say exports may be slightly hit due to US tariffs, but India won't compromise on farmers' interests. After searches in 4 locations, the Enforcement Directorate has now issued a lookout circular against Anil Ambani in connection with a 68.2 crore fake bank guarantee case under the PMLA. Sources tell NDTV Profit the Income Tax Department is probing global trading firm Jane Street for suspected treaty shopping after they allegedly routed derivative trades through their Mauritius-based entity to claim capital gains tax exemption under the India-Mauritius Tax Treaty. A big exclusive conversation with Dinesh Thakkar, Chairman and Managing Director of Angel One, inside a Tesla for a first-of-its-kind interview discussing Teslanomics and Tesla's influence on India's markets and future. Good evening, you're watching Profit 360 on NDTV Profit and I'm Sanjana. Let's move on to our top focus this evening. The Enforcement Directorate has issued a lookout notice against Anil Ambani, is what sources are telling NDTV Profit, also adding that this is in connection with the 3,000 crore loan fraud case. The agency has called him for questioning on the 5th of August, and this is after the agency searched 4 locations in Kolkata and Bhubaneswar to probe a 68 crore fake bank guarantee case that was also linked to the group. Let me go across to NDTV India and my colleague Mukesh Singh Sengar for more on this. Mukesh, over to you.
देखिए बिल्कुल जो ईडी है उसने अनिल अंबानी को 5 अगस्त को दिल्ली में ईडी मुख्यालय में हेडक्वार्टर में पूछताछ के लिए बुलाया है, लेकिन उनके आने के पहले ही ईडी ने उनके खिलाफ जो LOC है वो खुलवा दी है, लुकआउट सर्कुलर जारी करवा दिया है। और इसका मतलब ये होता है कि अनिल अंबानी अब देश के किसी भी हवाई अड्डे से, किसी बंदरगाह से देश छोड़कर नहीं जा सकते हैं, क्योंकि जब किसी भी एजेंसी को इस बात का अंदेशा होता है कि किसी भी केस में वांटेड आरोपी देश छोड़कर भाग सकता है, तो वो लुकआउट सर्कुलर जारी करवाती है। तो ईडी ने अनिल अंबानी के खिलाफ लुकआउट सर्कुलर जारी करवा दिया है। इसका मतलब ये हुआ कि देश के सभी हवाई अड्डे और देश के सभी बंदरगाह अलर्ट मोड पर हैं। अगर अनिल अंबानी वहां से जाने की कोशिश करेंगे तो उनको वहां पर रोक दिया जाएगा। तो ये जो मामला है ये 17,000 करोड़ के बैंक लोन फ्रॉड का है, जिसमें ईडी जांच कर रही है। और अभी कुछ दिन पहले ईडी ने 3 दिन तक अनिल अंबानी और जो उनके एसोसिएट्स हैं उनके ठिकानों पर रेड की थी और बहुत सारे डिजिटल एविडेंस बरामद किए थे, बहुत सारे डॉक्यूमेंट्स बरामद किए थे। उसके बेसिस पर अब ईडी 5 अगस्त को अनिल अंबानी से पूछताछ करेगी। तो उनको सम्मन जारी किया गया था, अब उनके खिलाफ लुकआउट सर्कुलर भी जारी कर दिया गया है।
Meanwhile, let's take a look at how the markets fared today. Nifty Sensex posted their worst weekly losing streak in nearly 2 years, declined for second day in a row. Meanwhile, pharma and defense stocks were the worst hit. Barring Nifty FMCG, all the sectors actually ended lower for the week. My colleague Harsh now joining in for a quick market wrap.
Well, a tough day of trade and a tough day to close the week as well. It's not been a great week on the Nifty. We were down around 0.8% for the day. And over 1% lower for the week gone by on the Nifty. So some pressure starting to emerge. In the last 6 odd trading sessions, we've closed in the red in 4 of those 6. That's something you want to keep in mind as well. In terms of gainers on a day like this, and within the Nifty pack, there were a few. There was Trend, there was Asian Paints, Hero Moto and HUL being the top 4 gainers in trade today. And largely for the week gone by as well, we saw similar kind of a texture. Consumption really took lead both today from a sector perspective as well as this week from a sector perspective. So some consumption names, the likes of an HUL did really well in trade, and even the likes of an Asian Paints, a Hero, a Trend were some of the top 4-5 gainers in trade even for the week gone by. When you're looking at Geo though, it was a top Geo Financial, it was a top gainer on the Nifty 50 for the week gone by. So that one really stood out for me. Now in terms of sectors, the tilt was negative towards pharma today. We were down nearly 3.5% where the Nifty Pharma Index is concerned. Along with it slid healthcare as well. You saw the Nifty India Defence Index down over 2%. The metal index also in similar fashion was down over 2% in trade, and the big one, IT too, was down 2%. So largely that's where all of the drag came from. IT, especially the likes of an Infosys for the week gone by, well, doesn't look pretty in terms of points contribution. And even the likes of some of the pharma names. The Sun Pharma was one of the top losers on the Nifty today, and in terms of contribution has done or has had a tough day of trade. When you're looking at the week gone by as well, you saw FMCG dominate, nearly 3% higher for the week. So the defensives are starting to play well. Nifty Realty is down 6% for the week. The Nifty India Defence Index down 5%, and the Nifty Metal down over 3.5% for this week. So that's where some of the pressure all through the week has actually come from. The Nifty Mid Cap and Small Cap indices also very similar texture, 1.3% lower on the Nifty Mid Cap Index, 1.7 for the week gone by. The Nifty Small Cap down 1.7 for today and nearly 2.7% for the week gone by. So some pressure emerging there as well. I want to talk a little bit about the broader markets, especially specific names in trade today. The likes of PNB Housing, one of the top losers on the BSE 500, following IIFL Finance following PNB Housing down 11% for the day. Go Fashion was the other one, 9% down, and GSK Pharma down 8%. While GSK, Go Fashion, IIFL were on the back of numbers, PNB Housing on the back of the resignation of their CEO. Some of the gainers for the day, Suzlon was perked up 7%, CCL Products was the other one up 5%, Radico and Restaurant Brands were the other two up 3% in trade. So that's on the broader markets front as well. That's how it played out.
Thanks, Harsh, for that. Meanwhile, according to sources cited by NDTV Profit India, and the United States are engaged in ongoing virtual discussions addressing issues around tariffs and the prospects of a bilateral trade agreement. Now, these talks come ahead of a new round of US tariffs set to rise as high as 25% on August the 7th. Until then, a default tariff rate of 10% remains in effect. Despite these developments, Indian officials maintain that the impact on the economy will be negligible, projected at less than 0.2% of GDP. For further insights, we now turn to my colleague Rishabh for more details.
Right, some fresh updates coming in on this US-India tariff situation. Firstly, what we're picking up is that negotiations, online negotiations, or rather in the virtual mode, are going on as we speak between India and US teams.